one of the biggest things that you assist other lawyers with is learning how to systemize their operations. Um, in your opinion, why is it so vital for law firms to have proper systems in place for their firm? And and how can lawyers start this process of systemizing?
Yeah. So systems are kind of the what I like to consider the engine of your business, right? You need when you get into the car and you're trying to go somewhere, you need the engine to run without you having to think about it, right? You turn the car on, the engine runs. If every time you hit a stop sign, you have to question whether or not your engine is going to putter to a stop, you are not going to be able to freely move from place to place. You might get there, but you're going to get there with a lot of stress and a lot of frustration on the way. And the practice of law is already so overwhelming. It is so psychologically taxing. It requires a lot of our resources, our emotional resources, our physical resources, financial resources. You just can't afford, as a lawyer trying to do high elevated service to the bar and to your clients, you can't afford to have an engine that stops running or that you have to think about. So my goal is to really help lawyers understand how to systematize everything, not just how you answer the phones and how you process the mail, but everything from how you are generating money in the business so you don't have to think about it, how you are getting work done in the business so you don't have to think about it. If a client calls my law firm and complains, because clients are clients, right? They're humans. No business is ever going to satisfy 100% of its people 100% of the time. But if a client calls and complains and says X did not happen, the very first thing that I question is whether or not that is a part of our system. And that tells me whether or not we have a systems problem or we have a people problem. And almost invariably, you start to solve for problems that have not even yet been brought to your attention when you systematize, because you systematize your way out of future problems. So you create a better work environment for your employees. They don't have a whole bunch of unhappy people calling all the time. You have clients that are more inclined to pay their bills on time because they don't feel like they're just a number or a widget in your company. And it tends to make a higher load of work more sustainable for people to handle, because you're not managing the stress of figuring out what's next. You're managing the workload, which means you can tend to get more productivity out of people. They can produce more income for your business. So your labor efficiency rate goes up. You're getting more efficient with the people that you're bringing in. And thus your cost for labor goes down. So in other words, if I'm paying someone $100,000 a year to be a lawyer in my law firm, that $100,000 is going to produce a certain amount of revenue. The more efficient that person is, the more revenue they can produce on the same hours, even though they're not costing me more money. So you're inherently making more money by virtue of having a highly systematized business. And when you have more money, you can do things such as employee improvement or employee morale boosting activities so people enjoy the workplace. You can also profit yourself, right? You are the owner, you are the person that took the greatest risk, you are entitled to receive the benefit of your labor. And ultimately, you create sustainability so that when things like COVID happen and the world shuts down, you have money in the bank and you're not hoping and praying that you don't go out of business because all of a sudden people aren't spending money. So it really just creates a better business all around for all people that encounter your business, including you.